Sure, I can. I'll be happy to. My name's Ron Funches. I play a character's name is Ron, which is great. So no one has to learn anything. I'm the IT guy at the insurance agency, so I work with the fun computers. But unlike other IT guys who might be a little bit surly and anti-human, I'm a real sweet guy. I don't know if you can tell from talking to me now, but I got a good, charming demeanor, and it's just going to be what I carry into that show. It's not fake. This is me all the time. So that's kind of my character, and I'm just going to be sweet and hang out. And I'm kind of like the opposite of the other characters who are a little bit more jaded by the superheroes. They've dealt with it all their time. I'm coming from more of like a small town environment, and I'm just excited to be in the big city where Superman lives. So that's kind of my character.
I want you to be my IT guy.
Right?
A nice IT guy.
It
Will be
is
the one that
fiction.
makes you feel dumb.
No.
Did you try resetting
It happens to all of us.
Do you ever get to say, did you just restart?
No, I don't think I'm going to be rude about it. I think everybody has issues with their computers, and I'm just here to fix it. That's my role. And then also just have some hijinks, hang out with Danny, and we'll have a fun time. He's hilarious. I'm sure you guys know.
So what drew you to the show?
What drew me to the show? I mean, that's a good question. I was just going to make a joke and say money, but I feel like it was a real question. I'll give you a real answer. I came off of another sitcom called Undateable that was canceled, and so I was and I do stand-up, that's like my normal trade, so I kind of was just doing that and then pitching ideas for my own shows, and so I wasn't really even looking for another job on the sitcom unless it was really something that I liked. And when they asked me to come in, and they didn't even really have anything for me. They just wanted me to kind of pitch an idea of a character that I would do in their world, and anything that I saw that might have been missing from their world. And when I read the pilot and then watched it, I just thought it was very cute and charming, and I love DC comic books, and I was like, if there's anything that's gonna make me come back and do a show besides money, this is it. And the idea that they'll give me free comic books is the best of both worlds. It really worked out for me. I'm a geek of all general types. I like a little bit of everything. I love comic books, I love pro wrestling, I love video games. So I'm not necessarily like an encyclopedia of DC knowledge, but I love like the Green Lantern, I love Flash, I love Superman, I love Batman. I'm a general nerd. So, it's really fun for me in that way. And also my son is a bigger nerd, and so he was like, you should probably take this job.
With that in mind, what character would you like to see you come on the show and be mentioned peripherally, or?
Well, I want to have Wonder Woman come on the show and have a date with me, because that would be fun, right? Maybe they don't want that, but I want that.
So how does your character feel about working at an insurance agency in a world of superheroes?
He loves it. That's how I kind of pitched my character when they asked me, was that this is a guy who would rather die in Metropolis than live in Smallville. Like, he lived his whole life in areas where there weren't people with powers, and he looked up to them, and now he's in this big city, and even though he doesn't have powers, he gets the chance to make a difference and help people with their computers, but not make them feel stupid. That's a superpower in its own right. So I feel like he fits right in. Oh, absolutely. Well, I feel like most superhero shows are about superheroes. This one isn't. So that's a big difference right up top. But it's not like anti-superhero. It's just the things I feel like everybody says when they watch the movies or things of that nature. When you see a bunch of destruction, you wonder about how you would live in that and how you would handle that and what's going on with the people of that city who have to live every day in that. And that's what this show's about. People who still have the same troubles at their workplace and still want to get dates and still, have their own bills to pay, but also every now and then Superman is destroying half the town. So, I think it really is the best of both worlds in that way, where you get to be kind of a grounded workplace comedy as well as have men in tights and ladies in lassos come around. It's great.
Do you guys have to be careful not to refer to things in the movies or TV shows by mistake, or confuse the worlds, or you treat it as totally separate?
I know that it lives on its own timeline in the DC multiverse, but I feel like we're allowed to really reference and provide our own take on anything that we want within that. And that's most of the fun of it, is kind of being like the snidey, more the Twitter remarks that you would make after you watch a comic book movie, you know? That's, I think, is a lot of the role of these characters in the show.
Your character sounds very positive, but Dell sounds like a bit of a tough guy. So what's the relationship between your...
Well, I feel like I'm gonna break that cookie down. You know, the tougher they are, the more they crumble. And I feel like I'm gonna turn them around. Either that, or I'm gonna be terrified of them. Either one of the two. But I mean, Alan himself is he's just really fun to work with and has a really, really good comedic timing. And I mean, it's just a good cast. So I'm hoping for the best.